So, a bit of a geeky video today. You may remember from a previous video that behind the studio walls there's at least sort of 6 inches or so of rock wool all the way around here. This is Studio 1, it's the larger room. Now, since the plasterboard has been put up, it's caused a couple of issues. It does make the room a bit reverberant at certain frequencies, so we decided to sort it out. We got some specialist software and a couple of measuring microphones set to work, took some impulse responses, did some sine wave sweeps to see what we could find out from that. From that, did a little bit of maths, a little bit of physics, that sort of thing. And then Studio 2, we decided to do a little bit of an experiment. So we worked out how many holes per square meter we'd probably need and what sort of size there would be. Again, Studio 2, it's got the rock wool in the walls again. If we take a look at a chunk of it, it's quite thick. And there's at least a double layer in there, possibly more, I'm not sure. So in this room, we've got a dry end and we've got a wet end with no holes. In fact, if I go around the back of the door, you can also see that, because we've done it in the corner there, that acts as a bass trap quite nicely. I don't know if it'll show up on the video, but if we go in, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear this in there, but it's really quite dry. Whereas if you go over to this end of the room, blah, 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 you can still hear, in fact, you can hear a bit of the bass build up. Well, I can with my ears. I don't know how good the mobile's going to be with that, but I suppose we'll review that in a moment. Anyway, so it took fracking ages to drill all these flipping holes, and the amount of dust you get off plasterboard, it even set the fire alarm off. Yes, we have, might as well point out this, we do value clients quite highly. We have proper smoke detectors. There's one here, as you can see, there's another one here, another smoke alarm, and in there, of course, yeah, all over the shop. Anyway, so, yes, worked very well in this room. We had a jazz trio in here a couple of weeks ago, and the recordings we managed to get done in here were absolutely spiffing, and so they've been very nice to mix down. Pretty much mixed themselves there because of the lack of coloration from the room in here. Of course, we've now got to do this to Studio 1, which is huge. It's about twice the size, so it's going to take quite a while to do that, but hey ho. So if you fancy spending an afternoon drilling holes with me and getting covered in plaster dust, you're welcome. Just drop me a mail. Cheers.